You are tuned in to the JDawg and Leevis Show. After years of playing together in bands and tons of late-night conversations, it was decided that it was only fair we repeat it all here. Tonight on the JDawg and Leevis Show, podcast number 25.
25!
1/4 of a century old.
What do you got for us tonight, JDawg?
Well, we got lots tonight.
Really?
Somebody had a birthday
Ooh.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't me,
I think I know.
but it rhymes with me and ends with vis. Leevis had a birthday, ladies and gentlemen. He is now older than I am. I'm doing the show with an
true.
older man.
Yes.
Older man.
Sophisticated.
So happy birthday,
Clearly.
Leevis. Because of that, we're inspired to do plenty of contact list roulette tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to call a few people. We're gonna get a hold of some people tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to talk about goat farms.
Ooh. A subject I am intimately knowledgeable about.
Who's not interested in a goat farm?
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially as an alternate career.
And as boring as it sounds, we're going to talk about vaccinating your kids.
Oh, come on.
With a twist.
Oh,
there's always a twist.
like a lemon?
On the JDawg and Leevis Show. There's always a twist. Also, we'd like to introduce you to a friend tonight. It's going to be our in-studio guest, in-studio angel.
Yes.
Is here tonight.
I'm excited to meet her.
So all of that right here on podcast number 20.
Padcast?
Padcast. How about we do podcast number 25? September 1st, 2016, JDawg and Leevis.
I want a padcast.
Enjoy your padcast, everyone. Anytime. Go ahead.
All right.
When you want to start.
I'm going.
And go.
Now?
Now. Hold on. Now. Nope. Now you can go.
This is going to take all freaking night. Well, beat the drum and hold the phone. The sun came out today. We're born again. There's new grass on the field. Around in third and heading for home. It's a brown-eyed, handsome man. Anyone can understand the way I feel. Oh, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I can be center field. Well, I spent some time in the Mudville night, watching it from the bench. You know, I took some lumps when the mighty K struck out. So say, hey, Willie, tell Ty Cobb and Joe DiMaggio, don't say it ain't so, you know, the time is now. Oh, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be center field. Got a beat-up glove, a homemade bat, and a brand new pair of shoes. You know, I think it's time to give this game a ride. Just hit the ball and touch 'em all. A moment in the sun, it's gone, and you can tell that one goodbye. Oh, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be center field. Oh, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be center field.
Go. Now.
JDawg!
Ooh, I got a lot of ice.
It's like an encore, or a standing icevation, or something.
Let it go. Let it go. Nothing but ice.
It's a lot of ice.
That's a new song that Leevis has picked up.
It's true.
And I like it.
Good.
It's
Good.
the second time I've heard him play it.
Get used to it. Yes, I played it this weekend.
He did
at the Prairie on State Winery.
Prairie on State Winery. What were you doing there?
Oh, just a little singing and playing and stuff.
Just kidding. I was there.
Oh,
I was there.
you were?
I was with your parents in the front row.
Oh, did you bring the soundboard?
Let me tell you about that.
Tell me a soundboard story.
So when Leevis plays a show, he's got a built-in sound guy.
It's lovely.
He's got JDawg.
It's the best perk ever.
And JDawg has band equipment that he's picked up over the years, and he has enough to set up for an entire 4-piece band.
Mm-hmm.
Actually sounds pretty good. Nice system.
Which is 4 times more than I need.
Correct. Wait a minute.
Wait.
So we packed up the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We headed to Sycamore. We lugged everything in, and we were there plenty of time. Show started at 7. We were unloading and setting up at 6:15.
I'm going to stop you here for a second, because as we were lugging 4 people's worth of equipment in, the girls behind the counter said, "Hey, it's the Amazing Lee." And I thought,
I guess that's pretty important.
I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. You don't get to walk in everywhere and hear, hey, you're amazing. So I kind of smiled back, and they're like, "No, you brought trunks like you're a magician or something." I'm like, oh,
I didn't hear
right.
that. I didn't hear that linked together.
That's why I had to spell it out.
When
for
I
you.
had come in, the equipment that we use is in the black boxes with the aluminum corners and the
Yes.
latches. So I guess it would look
all on wheels.
It would look like a magic show. So Leevis had told me that they said, "Look, the magic show's here," but he didn't tell me that they called him the Amazing Lee. and he was going to make their love of music disappear. Oh, for my first
with a
trick.
wave of my hand.
So
Yes.
So as I was setting up the cut lady in half trick,
Right.
I realized that I forgot the saw.
Pretty much.
Or I guess you could convert that into I forgot the mixing board.
Yeah.
So we are at 6:18. I realized I forgot the mixing board.
Show's on at 7.
I stood up and said, "Set up what you can. I have to go."
No. That's not what you said.
That's not what I said.
That
What
is
exactly
not at all what
Because you're
you
probably
said.
going to remember because you were left high and dry.
Yes. Because I had some time then to think about it. No, what you said was 4 words. Shit, forgot mixing board.
Oh,
And you were gone.
I'm sure they were in there.
There were no instructions. There was no, anything. You just.
No, I did say set up what you
popped.
can.
No, it was.
You just didn't hear me.
Well,
because I was already halfway to the back door.
I was going to say, because you were in the car by the time you said it. So.
So so by the time I got in the truck, probably 6:19, 6:20, I'm taking off, and now, mind you, I still have a trailer hooked up, and it's an empty trailer, no weight in it, and I'm yanking it around like nobody's business, whipping it around the corner. We were probably yes, exactly. We were probably about a good 15 minutes from the garage that held this equipment. Mm-hmm. So it's 15 minutes there, 15 back.
Right.
Made it to the garage in 12.
Oh, it's very efficient of you. Good thing you didn't have any weight in the trailer.
And as I was halfway down the street, had the garage door opening as I was coming down the street, slam it in park. Everything's running. I run in, I grab the board, shut the garage door, take off. So I got back. Now, mind you, I left at 6:18. So if you're thinking a half hour, that gets you back at 6:48.
Yes.
And who knows how long it's going to take to set up.
Right.
I was back at 6:45, and I had Leevis ready to go at 6:58.
It's true.
Hot, Levels go.
Ready to go. Yes.
So, Soundcheck was the first song.
As it usually is.
As it usually is anyway, so that didn't make any difference. But 6:58 on the dot.
Yep.
There you go.
I had no fear.
If he had chosen to play even DeKalb, wouldn't have happened.
Right.
One more city over and it wouldn't have happened.
Good thing it wasn't raining for those 10 minutes.
But thank goodness the two places he plays most are 2 minutes and 10 minutes from my house.
Yes.
So there you go. Very good show.
And North Brown Studios.
North Brown Studios.
I have now played quite a bit here.
Correct.
So.
Yes. I think you played here more than anywhere.
Pretty close.
I'm going to put that album together soon.
That'll be a hot
Well, you
seller.
figure 69 cents a copy. If we could sell 20 of them. That's like 2 McDonald's breakfasts.
Oh, okay.
Which you can get all day long.
We can go egg McMuffining. It's a verb.
Why does that sound wrong?
McMuffining?
You want to go egg McMuffining with me?
I'd go.
That's right up there with that's right up there with Duck Bucket. You want to come over, McMuffin? But I will tell you, it was a very good show.
Good. I'm glad it sounded good from the front row.
I was offered free wine by the same ladies that offered you the Advice for Your Magic show.
Okay.
And they just kept feeding it to me, and they're giving it to me in the big glass, not the little glass.
See, yet again, this has happened before to me, where I'm performing and I'm working here. I'm working.
What did they bring you on stage?
They brought me a slushie with a straw the size of New Jersey.
Of slushie?
A wine slushie.
Made from wine.
Yes.
A slushie that can get you drunk.
The point is that, it can also give you a brain freeze in less than, 15 seconds, which is no fun when you're trying to sing.
And make your finger pluckers go numb.
And anyway, so this Jamoke says, I'm with the band, and gets free wine all evening.
Well, they also offered it to your parents, too.
You're probably drinking theirs.
But they decided to go with their finest water.
Yes.
So
that sounds very much like my folks.
And after 3 glasses of wine, I probably should have followed suit. But the more wine I drank, the better you sounded.
Yeah, well, that is... how would I say it? I count on that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why my second set is always better than my first.
And that's why wineries are better, because they get drunker faster.
Oh,
really? The high alcohol content.
The high what?
What
are you drinking there?
Ding! I got to get a bell that's always readily available.
Yes.
Instead of just on my phone. Tonight I'm drinking whiskey and Coke. But it's not Evan Williams. Not that we had an argument or anything.
Right. Evan Williams is still, the go-to girl.
Tonight it's Hellcat whiskey.
Yes, Hellcat Maggie.
Maggie.
Yes.
That's her name. Hellcat Maggie makes this whiskey.
It was an impulse buy. I couldn't resist.
Sold on a label.
Yes.
But it's good. I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, I'm not missing the cherry.
But,
well...
My friend...
I will be after tonight if I keep drinking this. You take good care of me tonight.
Oh, I will. In fact, I have a surprise for you.
You do?
Yes, I do. And I've kept it secret this long.
Oh, how long?
So, I don't know. Since I've been in your basement.
About 6 inches long?
Well, about that. Anyway, I don't know if you recall the last time In Studio Alex was in.
Oh.
We were doing a beer tasting, and so what do JDawg and Leevis do? We talk about how we would rather be drinking whiskey during this beer tasting.
Absolutely.
And In Studio Alex, not missing a beat or the opportunity to be smarter than us combined when it comes to beverages, started making whiskey recommendations and said, I would absolutely love to, do a whiskey tasting. Yeah, whiskey tasting sometime. And he said, oh, by the way, if you haven't had it, you should try this whiskey.
Okay.
And I went to the store a while ago and said, yeah, right. I'm not going to spend more than $6 on a bottle of whiskey. But I decided this week I would treat myself, and so I brought it tonight.
Oh.
And you didn't notice.
And does it have angel wings on the bottle?
You just wait.
I didn't even see you put a bag over there. I don't even know what's going on in my own studio. Oh my goodness.
6 inches.
Well, that's more than 6 inches. Angel's Envy Whiskey, Kentucky Straight Bourbon, with the angel wings on the back of the bottle. And this was recommended by
In Studio
Alex.
Absolutely. Who is no longer in studio, but, maybe again at some point.
Well, if he knows this is here.
So, yeah, probably he's probably on his way now. So, I have not had it yet, but I'm assuming that I should try a straight shot first and then mix it with Coke. Because, who knows if the
I
Coke
think you
is
should
gonna...
take it right out of the bottle. I think you should tip it right back. This is so beautifully packaged, though.
See, isn't it?
Angel's Envy, from the cellars of Lincoln Henderson.
I know nothing else about it other than it was recommended by... I didn't read the label.
Well, let me see if I can read this for you.
Okay, well, yeah.
There's a label that's actually attached to the top. It's kind of like a little card. And inside it says... Wow, that was pretty scary. It says it's during the maturation... Is that a word?
Maturation.
Because I thought it said masturbation. I thought, wait a minute, what are we getting? It's during
That's when angels
the maturation
cry.
process that a bourbon develops its character. In Angel's Envy, our charred oak barrels lend color and flavor as the raw whiskey inside concentrates. Just like Lee's about to concentrate when he tilts this bottle straight up in the air. After 40 years of preserving the traditional heritage of bourbon, our master distiller decided to try something new. Lincoln Henderson.
Okay.
Have you ever been given a Lincoln Henderson? I've been given an Abe Lincoln, but I've never received a Lincoln Henderson. Created a singular bourbon crafted unlike any other named Angel's Envy and finished in port wine barrels. His new blend developed a truly uncommon taste, which is now going down Leevis's throat.
I was going to say, quit talking and
so
let
feel
me,
free to
let me
open
try
that
this.
there. That's very exciting. So this was purchased today?
It was purchased yesterday as part of a present to myself.
Oh.
So
you deserve that once in a while.
Well, I had a birthday.
You did just have a birthday.
I did. And hey, can you get like a shot cup or something so that we can...
I just happen to have a couple of solo cups. What better way to put, $50 bourbon down your throat than a solo cup?
I was really kind of hoping that the I Love to Fart cup would come out, because I think that would certainly be the Angel's Envy.
I actually think that's in the dishwasher with hot chocolate stains in it right now. That's the story we're going to stick with.
Hot chocolate, yes. All right.
So this actually has
see if I can pour this. Then.
This bourbon actually has a cork in it.
Yeah, it does. And
very fancy.
Here, bring me your solo cup.
I almost feel like we should probably just pause the show and call Alex and have him come over.
No, I think he's had it before. Otherwise, how would he recommend it?
He'll be excited to share. Ooh. Goodness gracious. Angel's Envy. I think the most expensive whiskey I've ever had is Evan Williams.
Probably.
Which is, it's the top shelf of the bottom two shelves. So it's technically top shelf of something.
There is a shelf below Evan Williams. Oh, gosh.
It's a little more than a shot.
It's a very generous shot. I'm not good at solo cups.
Holy goodness gracious.
All right. Well, you can take a sip and then pour the rest into your Coke.
That is definitely a present for you there.
Yeah, that's...
Now, it's
almost as if I was pouring it myself.
It does have the consistency of my urine after about 6 cups of coffee. A little cloudy. It's got that distinct caramelized bourbon flavor
I really
look to it.
Don't analyze my urine as much as you do, apparently.
On a daily basis.
Yeah.
I'll show you the pictures after the show of all the different cloud grades that I have. This is a grade 6 cloud. Oh, man.
All right. I know. You can smell it from...
So do I just sip it or do I shoot it? You gave me... That's not a shot.
Well, take a mouthful, I guess.
That's a damn urine sample.
Okay, hang on. Let's clink our plastic cups to being officially older than you.
Ching. All right.
So I'm slightly older than JDawg, and,
I am not,
and this is the 3 months that I get to be older.
I am
than
now
you.
drinking with an older man.
Yes, yeah, it's true.
As of
In a
yesterday.
basement, a dirty older man.
Bottoms up.
Yep.
It doesn't kill me.
No.
And ooh,
There it is.
it.
We're both trying to talk and can't because
It was very smooth going down.
it is
And
very
And
smooth
all of
going
a sudden,
down.
I'm on fire. Oh man. Who was the happy bass
Yes.
player that played with us at Minahan's? Happy Ryan.
Oh, yeah, Ryan. Mhm.
I don't even know if I talked about it on the show because now I'm drunk, so I don't remember.
After your third of a shot.
But he had bought me a shot of whiskey, and it had to be, I think it was on the shelf below Evan Williams. And I took a shot of that, and it just hurt.
Was
it
it
hurt
the-
to drink it.
the house whiskey.
It was the house whiskey. So I'm going to add this to my drink
Yep.
because I am on fire. I am still on fire.
That is, yeah.
My cheeks are flushed.
I'm digging it.
Wow. You can definitely... It's a better grade of whiskey.
It's really weird.
It's
because
absolutely a better grade of
because
whiskey.
sitting in your mouth, it's fine.
Right.
And then it's after it goes down your throat that you're like,
Oh, it just got to my toes.
yeah.
And here it comes, coming back.
Good call, Alex.
Very good call. Mm-hmm. So I've never been much of a whiskey over ice drinker, but I think that's something you could sip over ice.
Yeah.
If it was chilled.
Yeah, you could sip this.
Well, put the cork back in. You don't want that to get spilled or anything there
Yeah, that's true.
before this night is over.
Cork it.
Well, thank you
Say,
for that surprise.
I'm spending the night in your basement, by the way.
couldn't think
That's
of-
the other half of the surprise.
I couldn't think of a better present for yourself, being a whiskey connoisseur that you are. 750 milliliters of goodness. Very nice.
It was, yeah. So,
Ooh, and you know what? I put it in my drink, and it doesn't sink. It was right on the top. There we go again.
I'm looking forward to it.
It did not go to the
I'm
bottom
going
of my
to keep
drink.
sipping my shot here.
There you go. Get down on the bottom, you son of... Oh, speaking of son of a...
You needed all that ice for a reason.
Son of a
Yes.
things, last week's show, we had in-studio Brian hyping up
Yes.
Volksfest for Genoa.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Which we might talk a little bit more about tonight.
Okay.
But during the show, he called me a cheap-ass son of a bitch.
Yes, he did.
I have heard from about 5 or 6 different people around town that was the funniest part of the show. I heard when Brian called you a cheap-ass son of a bitch. And that's that just made my day.
Awesome.
Not only that they listened,
Yes.
but that Brian was able to tickle their hearts and join the show.
Yes.
And that was not an act.
Oh, no.
That came
No,
that came from the cockles of his heart.
Yeah, yeah.
I was a
believe
cheap ass son of a bitch at that moment.
He meant every word of it.
So, but I can no longer call you that because there's a bottle of Angel's Envy sitting in front of me.
Well, there we go.
Thank you
Maybe
very
we'll
much
save
for
a
that.
little bit for the next time we see Alex.
Happy birthday, Leevis.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Hey, speaking of my birthday and the JDawg and Leevis show, because, we self-promote, and then I self-promote by talking about my own, birthday. But, the usual Facebook cavalcade of well wishes,
Right.
came about, and it's awesome. I love it because it reminds me of all the different people that I have come in contact with, and it's fantastic. And
Last I saw at 8 a.m., you had like 117.
oh gosh, okay, I might have to go back. But
Now you know why I wanted them to do the show with me.
well, now wait a minute though. So here's the thing: is that one of my friends posted on there. He said, to celebrate your birthday, I'm going to marathon all 24 episodes of JDawg and Leevis.
Oh.
And in my head, I kind of, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's nice of him to at least have made the connection, between me and the show, and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And I said something, witty and clever back, which the Angels have taken away from me right now. But
They are taking that away.
anyway, suffice it to say that I didn't discourage him, but I didn't exactly believe him because, who does that? Who marathons JDawg and Leevis?
And this is podcast 25. So before today, that's a day of JDawg and Leevis.
It really is.
Without any sleep.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough.
So, so I think I said something nice back and everything, and his response was, "Well, I'm learning a whole lot about Ellis Dotson."
Oh, well, he's definitely listening.
And that was exactly my response. I'm like, holy crap, he really is listening to the show.
Nice.
So, Kevin from Florida, I appreciate you on levels that you will never fully comprehend. But keep on, pace yourself. Pace yourself. They do get better, I think. We had some audio issues in the beginning.
Just one show. Just one show.
Well, there was one show where we couldn't hear you, but we could hear me. And that's the one that you're thinking of. But
yeah,
then,
but that's actually good for the show.
The next 4 of them, you couldn't hear me.
Oh.
And so you don't think that those were, problematic. But
true.
Anyway, totally excited that you're jumping on, and I told him that I would give him a shout out in episode 25. So he's got to make it.
Perhaps Florida Kevin could have his name dropped in the hat for contactless roulette.
Actually, he brought that up, and he said, if you're ever looking for a call-in, let me know. And I said, you be careful what you wish for. So we may have him. He is a fantastic musician. He's on my bucket list to go see, not just because he's in Florida, but...
is he on your duck bucket list?
Yes, I would put him in the duck bucket.
That's golden.
So
you got to get it done.
And so one of these days, Kevin, I will come out and see you. I don't know how, I don't know when, but it will happen. And
well,
so
better
just
do
keep
it
strumming
soon, because apparently in the next 2 days Florida's going to float away.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because I'm
storm
old.
Hermine, or whatever it is.
Hermione?
Or something like that. It's,
I
it's
don't
an
know.
H name. And it's going to drop like 20 inches of rain in the next 2 days.
Okay.
So, yeah, you might want to do that quick.
Yeah.
Maybe tonight's the last night we can get
Grab those, grab your booties.
your booties.
Your galoshes.
Hopefully, well, Florida Amy, she'll probably just sit on top of the Epcot Center and just wait the flood out.
There's got to be, some perks to, being that close to the mouse.
I mean, I'm sure that something in Disney World is the highest point in Florida.
You would think so.
Something there, whether it's the Mount Everest ride or whatever. That is the highest
Matterhorn.
point in Florida. I believe the highest point in Florida is like 300 feet.
Really?
Yeah. It's a pretty flat state.
Yeah.
So those 4-foot water surges from the ocean, not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Ooh. So, a lot of old people there. A lot of old people floating away. Grandma! So, yeah, it's coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, though.
Really?
So when it comes out of the Gulf of Mexico, can dump torrential downpours, enormous amounts of rain, more than when it comes out of the Atlantic.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Because it's cooler waters. So
okay.
It is actually building and coming from the west side of Florida, which
Interesting.
means lots and lots of rain. So,
okay.
Florida Kevin, Florida Amy, batten down the hatches. I'm telling you, if you had a bottle of Angel's Envy, you wouldn't remember a thing. You'd wake up on Monday and be like, did it rain?
You wake up in South Carolina.
Or Nashville. One of the two. One of the two.
You're halfway home. You're halfway back to Elgin by then.
That's interesting, because I think we didn't get to Ellis Dotson until like 6, 7, somewhere in there.
I don't remember.
He fired his way through there.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm just saying, I was yet again impressed by Florida Kevin.
Very nice. Spread the word, Florida Kevin. I would love to come down and do a on-site podcast like at a nursing home in Florida. That'd be fantastic. Entertain the older people. And, it's our way to, get in the community. Get in the community. It's like 80%, white hairs in Florida. So that's where they all go to retire.
JDawg.
If we can entertain them, we're golden. Golden show, golden years. And we can hang out in Florida for a while.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Real humid, though. A lot of bugs. Mm-hmm. I used to go to Panama City. Used to camp down there.
Okay. That's
Florida,
kind of a hike.
It's a hike.
Mm-hmm.
It's the campground we went to, St. Andrew's Campground, is 1,001 miles from my driveway.
I see.
Every time we get to the gate, 1,001 miles.
Nice.
So couldn't just be 1,000. 1,001 miles, so one way. We usually took 2 nights to get there.
Okay.
I don't like the long drives.
Yeah.
I did it one time
In one shot.
with out of studio Chuck. And out of studio Chuck, and I drove 15 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
Longest I ever drove straight in my life. Didn't like it. The whole next day was shot.
Yeah,
Tired.
exactly.
Groggy. So we always took a couple of days to get down and stay in hotels. But the Florida Panhandle is not Florida.
In what sense?
In the Florida Panhandle, you're south of Mississippi or you're south of Alabama.
Okay.
And not necessarily the Panhandle, but you're also kind of under Georgia if you get towards the Atlantic
Yeah,
coast.
sure.
But let's just stick with the Panhandle. When you're below Mississippi, you're in Mississippi. When you're below Alabama, you're in Alabama. It doesn't change. There's
see.
only from the Alabama border to the coast is like 90 miles.
I see. So culturally.
So culturally, unless you're right on the strip, you're in Alabama. And one of my fondest memories of Panama City, there was a dollar store. Everything's $1. Right on the beach, right outside of the campground where we stayed. Always made a trip to the dollar
on the
store.
beach.
When you walk in, there's an old tape recorder. When I say old tape recorder, it's the kind that has the big buttons with play, record, rewind, and it's got the little cassette that pops up and you put your tape in, and it's got a speaker built right into it. It's all one unit, like a
Sure.
rectangular shape. This thing is sitting up on a shelf as you walk in right above the door, and it's looping itself. He's got a loop tape in it.
Oh, my gosh.
And over you hear, "Welcome to Everything's $1. If you need help, just holla. Everything's $1." And it just keeps playing over and over. It's like a 20-second loop. And you start looking around, and it's just junk. I mean, it's all $1, but what do you expect? It's a dollar store. But I saw at the front counter personalized coffee mugs for $1.
I know where this story is going.
Personalized coffee mugs. I thought, hey, my mom likes to drink coffee. I'm a cheap-ass son of a bitch, according to In Studio Brian. So a personalized $1 coffee mug is the way to go for Mom. Bring her a souvenir. So I picked out a mug, said Florida on it, had some palm trees on it, and I walked up and said, I'd like to personalize this mug for my mother. And her name is Marilyn. And he says, how do you spell it? Told him. Pulls out a Sharpie, turns it around, and writes Marilyn on the back of it. Not bad penmanship. And he actually did cursive, wrote Marilyn on it, and then he wrapped it up for me.
Oh.
And I brought it home to her, and she thought it was fantastic.
That's funny.
And after 3 washes, Marilyn was gone. So it wasn't it was a $1 Sharpie, too.
Oh, my gosh.
But that was my personalized mug. The other gift I got from there, from Out of Studio Chuck, when he used to go there before me, he brought me home a keychain that said, this is a keychain. It said on it, my friend went to Florida, and all he brought me was this lousy T-shirt. And he got it from that dollar store.
Clever.
So there you go.
Yes.
Perfect. So Panama City, not Florida. Alabama.
Not the Florida experience.
Not the Florida that we're looking for. Florida, Amy, that's Florida.
Yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, we're bringing the show down to Florida for nursing homes. We'll be there soon.
Great.
Keep listening. Lee had a birthday. We talked a little bit about me being with older men.
As one other old business item, just for the record, my daughter scored a point at the football game last weekend.
Because she kicked.
Because she's a kicker.
Yes.
And she went out there, and she kicked her PAT,
Yes.
her point after touchdown, and it went in, and everybody went nuts.
I bet.
Or at least everybody in my section went nuts.
Now, I was not at the game, so let me ask you. Did the announcer make a point that it was a girl?
No,
Did he
but
say anything, or did he
did
say her name?
Yes, he did say extra point. What was it?
Or I guess
Not
where I'm
provided
going,
by, but extra.
I guess where I'm going, did the crowd know it was a girl before she kicked?
Oh, probably. Well, they did after.
Right.
So,
and going forward, now they know she's there, it'll probably get even more.
And it's fairly
Of a
obvious that my 110-pound daughter goes out there.
I don't know. I've seen some of the kids from that high school. Not the beefiest.
Belvedere's fairly corn-fed.
But I'm thinking if they went nuts and then found out that there's a girl kicker on the team, they're
Right.
going to follow along, and the next time they're going to be all right there behind her.
I think she has that Disney dream of yanking off her helmet and, you know, shaking her hair out and having the music swell, you know, as
and it will,
as they come, you know, running up to give her a scholarship or whatever. So yes, I'm about to add my Angel's Envy to
I just added a little more Angel's Envy to my Coca-Cola drink here.
Yes, I think
because I was just getting a
also.
hint from the shot that was left over, and I wanted to taste more. I'm actually very much into this whiskey right now. But it could also really mess you up if you drink too much of it.
No, it's just whiskey.
Oh, feel the burn. Feel the burn.
You don't feel the burn till after. That's the beauty of it.
That was it. It took a good 10 seconds before it started to just overwhelm my upper extremities.
And that was as a shot, though. So in Coke, I assume it's...
Oh, it tastes really good with the Coke. Tell you what, my brother will be proud.
Oh, yeah?
To know that I'm drinking real whiskey with Coke. He's been a Jack Daniels guy his whole life.
Ah. Yeah. Your brother and I should probably hang out then.
He actually got a hold of a bottle of Fireball at my house at my younger daughter's birthday party once.
Wasn't it a gift for your younger daughter?
They got to see a whole different side of Uncle Danny. But a good side. What a happy drunk that guy is.
Oh,
You gotta love him.
that's nice.
You got lots of hugs, kisses. I think Angel's Envy would just take him over the top. I'd be getting piggyback rides in the backyard. Giving and receiving.
Speaking of birthdays and happy drunks, it's also come to my attention that Van Morrison's birthday was yesterday.
In Studio Alex pointed that out.
And he is not a happy drunk. So I have been told. Came up on the radio today. I'm like, oh, all right. Sang a lot of happy songs. Not a happy man.
But I believe, as In Studio Alex said, the comparison stops there. Because little did Van know how popular podcasting would be in today's day and age.
Joke's on you.
Oh, brown-eyed boy. That's what I'm looking for. Any brown-eyed boys out there? Yes. So, this isn't the best transition in the world. But Leevis brought up a story to me earlier. Before the show, we walked over to Subway.
Yes.
We ate fresh.
We did.
Yes.
That's what
very
we do.
fresh. A little ham, a little turkey.
And lots of jardinera.
And lots of jardinera.
I was about to walk out when JDawg put a pound of black olives on his sub.
Oh, I always tell them, I say, I need a whole bunch of olives on my sandwich. And then they sprinkle their hand in and they put like 10 on them. Like, you're not listening. You need to grab a handful, put that handful between my butt cheeks where I can store them till I get home, put the other handful on the sandwich. So, because you got to keep them warm, you know. The jardinera and everything.
Maybe that's why I don't like them so much.
No, I love tons of olives, and I love olives on pizza. Rufus McCracken
Yes.
taught me once that in gin he always puts olives in, but he actually dumps the olive juice from the jar into the gin.
Yeah, you're losing me.
And he got me hooked up on green olives that way with drinks. Oh,
can't. Yeah, nope.
And probably 5 years before that, I would have just slapped somebody across the face if they put an olive in my drink. But now I'm all about it. So the black olives, yeah, I can eat those all day long. But anyways, we're over at the Subway. And it was either on the way there or on the way back. I can't remember. But it was on the way back.
This is complete. By the way, the Angel's Envy and Coke is completely different experience than the Jack and Coke.
It is.
It really, I wasn't expecting that.
It's better.
It's just smooth, I guess is the right word.
It's smooth, it's got great flavor, and it's really expensive.
And we should be getting an endorsement. Because we have said Angel's Envy about 45 times now.
So we should get at least a 5% discount.
Yeah, you would think so.
At least.
Well, actually, where I bought it, if you buy 6 of them, then you get a 15% discount. Oh. So maybe that's what I did wrong.
If you'd have just let me know, I'd have met you there. And I'd have brought my dad's credit card. Dad, I need to borrow a little money for whiskey. So he brought up a story, and I found it very amusing. It was a system admin.
Yes. Well,
a system admin is somebody that monitors, say, a computer network or computer users in an environment like for a corporation or a small business, and they pretty much just take care of the whole networking end and the servers and all the files and make sure everybody can access what they need to access. And it's kind of like the upper echelon of IT work.
It's often a jack of all trades position. Right. Yeah.
So when you say system admin, they're administrating the entire system. So it's usually the guy you go to when something is not working in your network or your computer system. One guy decided that he didn't want to do this anymore. And there's an article, and we got to print it up here, and we're not going to read the whole thing, but there's a few that we'll probably go over. It's entitled, "Why Should I Quit My Job and Become a Goat Farmer?" When you first hear it, you're thinking, yeah, that's kind of funny, a goat farm. But as you read through these, it kind of makes sense.
They really do. It's a completely different set of problems. So if you're sick of being a system admin, and you needed to get away from it, and you wanted to do something that didn't involve anything that had to do with computers, goat farming would be surprisingly.
The reason this touched my fancy, Leevis,
Ooh.
and I brought this up earlier as well.
Wait, so something else is touching your fancy?
There's two things on my bucket list, my duck bucket list, that I have to have before I leave this earth.
Okay.
Well, actually, there was three. One was Angel's Envy, done. Two, I want to own a goat.
Okay.
Goats are hilarious. I just want one goat, and I want it to come to me when I call it.
And I think this is actually how the conversation came up.
And I want to
you were telling me this, and then I said,
I want to teach it to attack on call.
You want a guard goat?
So you're actually in the backyard with the big German Shepherd protective outfit on that the police use. And then you call the attack signal, and the goat comes at you.
Comes charging.
He's butting you, biting you, hoofing you. So I always wanted to have a goat. There you go. Got it out there. The other one is I want a boat. So really, there's only two big things on my list. Boat, goat.
Do you want a boat, or do you just want a boat launch?
I want a boat that can hold a goat.
I see.
So we're talking like a pontoon, 26-footer with a flat surface.
You don't need that for a goat.
That the goat can roam around and have a fenced-in area.
Oh, I see.
My goat would know how to swim, though. And it would wear a goat bikini.
That I believe, yes.
So there you go, goat and a boat. So this actually kind of touches me because I could easily see quitting any kind of IT work to own a goat farm.
Okay. Why would that be?
Let's see. There's a couple of different reasons on here. Let's give you a couple of the examples. When a goat goes down, you just bury it and buy a new goat. You don't have to fix anything. You just get a new goat.
Yeah. It's down. It's done.
There's no midnight call. I need the server changed. I need a blade changed. I need you to reboot. No, you just buy a new goat.
Well, that kind of comes up later. Is that goats will never page you?
That is true. That is very true. A goat can wait.
Yes. Yes.
You can tell whether a goat has been debugged just by looking at it. There's nothing crawling on it. He's been debugged. Very good reasons. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. We have. You don't need to free up some megs before you milk a goat.
That is true.
You just milk it. Oh man, this has got to be one of my favorites so far. You get calluses on your hands the way God intended. Oh my Lord, that's perfect. Those calloused up sysadmins. Oh, you got one there?
Oh, let's see. There's no licensing issues with goats.
None.
Never.
You just have it.
Don't get a recall. You don't get in trouble for milking a goat during business hours, and nobody cares if you reformat it.
No, they don't. And I would reformat my goat. You don't have to log off a goat and listen to some silly exit goat sound effect for the next several minutes. No logging off of goats here.
No, we keep our goats on as long as we can.
And let me mind you, this is extensive. He has like 150 reasons on these pages.
Yes, yeah,
which we're not going to go through them all. But
quite a few.
Goat security is applied completely, thoroughly, and with all the features you'll ever need, using a stake, and a rope.
There you go.
Done. Secure goat. I would never do that to my goat, though. My goat would run free. It would be a free-range goat. And I would ride it.
I've actually run into this one, so I'm going to read this one off. But you don't name goats. If you don't name goats, you can give 2 or more goats the same name, and this does not interfere at all with your ability to access any of these goats. You can call them all Billy, JDawg.
And not only that, you just have to call one name, and they're all coming to you.
See? Yes.
Less effort, more goats.
Why don't they build computers that way? That would be so much easier.
Oh. You don't need anything, or you don't need to buy anything to uninstall a goat, except maybe a gun or a knife.
Going down.
Have you ever heard of a proprietary goat?
No goat meetings.
No apple goats. Goats eat org charts. I never have to look in the org chart again. I just feed it to my goat.
There you go. Okay, wait. Let's end on this one. If a goat takes a dump in the middle of the night, you can take care of it when you damn well feel like it.
Yes, you can. Hook, line, and sinker. That is the reasons to leave your daily sysadmin job and own a goat farm.
Deal with dumps when you want. Never get a page about a goat dump.
Oh,
it's true.
You know what?
You're welcome.
That was completely inspirational. And it just so happens, as we were inspired by this goat farmer, that I have an inspirational thought of the day for you.
Ooh.
Let's see what we got here.
And now, on the JDawg and Leevis Show, inspirational thought of the day.
Give me a C, give me an L, give me an I-N-T. What does that spell? The best thing ever.
This has been another inspirational thought of the day on the JDawg and Leevis Show.
Except for possibly a goat farm.
Just throwing that out there. Hope you can all spell.
We need a... That needs a cheer. That really does. I'm glad there's a cheer for it now.
So much better that a woman did it.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it takes me off the hook.
Yes, that's what makes it funny.
Oh, inspirational thought of the day on the JDawg and Leevis Show. Did I mention this was podcast number 25?
25.
It's kind of hard to believe.
25. I am so sick of you. I'm going to trade you in for a goat.
What was show 1 about?
Are you going to do a flashback?
No, but that would have been a really cool segment. If I said, I wonder what was, and then just came up and played it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you'll just have to go back and click on it.
I guess so.
You know what we haven't done since the first one? Is the Rockford Files.
That was the first episode?
I believe it was the first episode.
Oh my gosh.
I thought that was going to be a huge segment.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We moved on from Rockford.
We did.
We started picking on other suburbs.
Maybe it's just to say that it's not worth talking about.
Could be.
Yeah.
So
I'll just leave that one
I
alone.
really... Yeah, now that I work in other suburbs, I don't listen to that radio anymore. I couldn't tell you anything that's going on.
You're heading east now.
I am.
You're heading east. So, I guess the closer you get to Chicago, the more you realize life can be normal.
Not really.
No?
It's more of a... The Chicago news is actually, in some ways, less interesting because it's just statistics on how many people have been shot that weekend.
True.
So it's kind of like... I mean, I wouldn't say it's boring, but it's just kind of like, really? More? And that's the point they're making.
That's the whole sadness of it, is the fact that news is boring.
Yeah.
It's just...
It just keeps happening.
Do I have to keep hearing it every day? In the month of August, 3 people a day, on average, were being shot and killed.
Yeah, at least.
Bloodiest August in like 20 years in Chicago.
I want to say it was like 90 total.
Oh.
It was...
Yeah, it was.
That would be 3 a day.
It was 3 a day.
Thank you, Angels Envy, for helping me with my math.
Oh, Chicago. I think in the past 10 years, I've been to Chicago maybe 10 times.
Okay.
And it was either to go directly to a Bears game or buy an American Girl doll and then get out. There was no lollygagging. There was no hanging around. I didn't kiss the bean.
Oh, I wouldn't kiss the bean.
Well, when we're
Do
done
people?
with,
Is that a thing?
when we're done with this liquor, I might be kissing the bean.
Oh, maybe.
Yeesh.
Oh,
Lord.
that bean.
Oh, so yeah, I get in and I get out. There's no reason to spend time down there. And I mean, seriously, not only do you get shot, but a freaking Miller Lite is $7.25 in any bar you go to.
So you get robbed.
You get robbed and shot.
Yeah.
Oh, one or the other. Take my money or shoot me. Don't do both. Don't be rude. So,
Well, you wanted the big city experience.
yeah, that is pretty sad. It's very sad. Lee is now diving in for more. He has less Coke and adding more whiskey.
I'm going to throw more Coke in.
I'm thinking Angel's Envy could probably kill most viruses. And you could just pour it on a cut, and the cut would just heal instantly.
I'm going to throw this out there for my nerd friends.
You have nerd friends?
In specific, booby trap.
Well, there you
because
go.
I'm going to say that
Not going to single anyone out.
all I'm going to say is that Angel's Envy would be a great name for a Magic card. You know, Magic the Gathering.
Perhaps it is.
It might already be, but it should be.
Because
And
I did dive into the Magic cards back in the day.
yes.
5th edition. And
Oh, so you came around late.
yeah, exactly. But since then, there's probably been 20,000 cards printed. There's got to be an Angel's Envy out there somewhere.
Probably.
Here, why don't you
Why
talk
don't
amongst
you
yourself?
Google
I'm
it?
going to find it on the Googles.
So, I have a confession. I've been playing Magic on my phone. There's a
There's a
card.
phone app?
There's a phone app.
Don't tell me that.
I had been
I
avoiding.
had things to do during the day.
I know, and I had been avoiding telling you, and I don't know, but it just came out. I blame Angel's Envy, and its requirement of 25 mana, and I don't know what it would do for you though.
Let's see.
It would
I'm
have to
bringing
involve
up
flying, no doubt.
Angel of Envy
Okay, what is the Angel of Envy?
is the name of the card.
Okay,
It is a 6/6 legendary creature.
see,
Her name is Akroma, the Angel of Envy. Flying protection from white and green. She has Infect and Undying.
oh,
I don't even know what Infect means.
I have no idea.
When Akroma, Angel of Envy, is in your graveyard, you may pay 6 mana plus 3 swamps if you do return Akroma, Angel of Envy to your library. And when Akroma, Angel of Envy enters the battlefield, target player sacrifices 2 permanents. Just so you know, Booby Trap,
Wow.
what you're getting into if you get this card.
Yes.
So
All right.
it looks as if it's a rare card, and it costs 8 mana to cast.
8.
I guess you do.
That's
have
all?
You do have nerds for friends. So you found
Just a couple.
So you found an app on the phone for Magic the Gathering.
Well, I'm
Kept
not.
this to
Should
yourself.
I? Should I tell you any more about it?
You didn't keep the whiskey to yourself. Why do you keep that to yourself?
Whiskey has a shorter term problem, I think, than Magic. I mean, if you're talking about addictive things, Magic is way worse than alcohol.
Yes, it is.
So,
And when we go to Michigan every year, and we meet Out of Studio Jeb,
yes.
Out of Studio Jeb and his son relentlessly play Magic with me at the picnic table. And it becomes very involved. There's lots of drinking. And I have to wait till he gets that out of his
Does it
mouth.
go down the wrong tube?
I didn't see what he put in his mouth, but I'm waiting for him to get it out.
It's out.
You sure? Why don't
Maybe.
you put more in?
Well, maybe I should chase it.
Here, put this in your mouth. Wait, not all of it.
All right, I'm good.
Jeez. So, yeah, Magic can go deep into the evening.
Okay.
Because as we were talking with Booby Trap a couple of shows ago, she was talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
To me, it's Dungeons and Dragons in 10 minutes.
Right. Right.
They can last a little longer, but it's a quick fix of Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
So, fantastic. I didn't know you had
sorts.
nerds for friends.
Yeah, I know. It's just a couple.
Yeah.
So,
But I did sell my Sliver Queen online.
Sliver Queen.
Yes. And got $45 for her.
Nicely done.
Because I found someone nerdier than me.
Who really needed a Sliver Queen?
Needed a Sliver Queen. To control all the slivers.
Well, I would expect a Sliver
You
Queen
got a
to do
handful of
that.
slivers. You need someone to organize that and manage that. Oh,
When I have a handful of slivers, the Queen is not what I'm thinking about.
What are you thinking about when you think of the Queen of Slivers?
Well, no, if I have a handful of slivers, I'm thinking I need a pair of tweezers badly. So,
The Sliver Queen. Coming soon to a theater near you.
I'll show you a sliver. If you need a sliver, you've come to the right place.
You never know when you need that music. Oh. So yeah, I was saying before, this whiskey could kill most viruses.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought that because earlier in the week I came across an article, very similar, that you came across the sysadmin goat article.
Oh, yeah, because we read the same stuff.
And it's about an old age topic of vaccinating your kids to prevent horrible diseases and viruses.
I'm done with the whole vaccination argument.
I thought I was too.
Okay.
Until I came across this article. Now,
have you changed your
I am on the
ways?
side of vaccinate your kids so we don't all die.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that out there. That's me. My kids get vaccinated, I get vaccinated. We don't want to get anything from anybody. My kids have not lost a limb yet.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't grown a second head. Even though sometimes they could probably use one. But I came across an article. It popped up on the old Facebook page and says 5 reasons why you should not have your kids vaccinated. And I thought, here we go again. Let me see what this guy says.
Okay.
And I get to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, you don't like them anyway.
All
and
right.
It took a second to sink in, and I thought, wait a minute. I'm going to like this article. Let me read you what he says about you don't like them anyway. He says, I get it. Some kids are just born a little more awful than others. So if your plan is to not vaccinate your kid in hopes that they'll catch some horrible virus that'll off them so you can start over, then sure, that makes total sense. Right down the alley I was thinking. So, yeah, there's a good reason. If you don't like your kid,
okay,
don't do it.
I guess that's about as good as it gets as far as reasons.
His second reason is you're more scared of big scientific sounding words than you are of viruses that have killed millions upon millions of people. Number 3, you believe all internet memes are true. And why wouldn't we?
Well, I believe that anyway.
Right.
Regardless of vaccines.
He says Gandhi was against vaccines because a mother-flipping meme told me so.
I saw a picture of Gandhi.
Yeah, I've seen that meme, and I've looked it up. And you know what he compared vaccines to? Eating beef. Vaccines are as bad as eating beef because cows and all life are sacred. So therefore, don't vaccinate your kids. Because Gandhi said no.
Wait, what?
So here's where that comes from. The smallpox vaccine was derived from cows infected with cowpox, which means that every person who received a smallpox vaccine was being given a small amount of cow. I can definitely understand why a man whose religion holds cows as sacred would be against being injected with one. But unless you two are a fruitarian, which he was, perhaps you should put down your Big Mac and go get your kids' frickin' vaccines. Beautifully written, beautifully written. Reason number 4, you'd rather your children build their immunity to things like polio and measles naturally, just like you did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that anyone in our age group has been vaccinated.
Yeah,
because this wasn't a thing then.
Did you not see the X-Files? Where they...
I was not a big X-Files fan.
Oh.
So...
Well, they were way ahead of the time on the vaccine scare. Because there was... there were several episodes where mysterious things were happening, and the only correlation was that they had all had the vaccine. You know, I wonder if that's kind of part of where this came from. If it became a pop culture thing because of that, or I don't know. I don't know if the cart was before the horse or the
right.
You know. Anyway, but yeah, that was like back in the 90s, folks.
So they knew what was going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Scully and Mulder.
Absolutely. They had it all figured out.
Anything they said, you got to believe. Mm-hmm. I've seen a few episodes. of the X-Files.
You know, you were just griping about how there's nothing on Netflix that you haven't seen.
I was just going to say that.
Uh-huh.
All the episodes are now on Netflix, and I should probably start something.
You really should. They're fun as like period pieces.
I was
kind of got to get into them.
I was able to watch every episode of MASH on Netflix.
There you go.
And it was like 6,933 episodes. So I'm sure I can handle the X-Files too.
Well, that was 4 days well spent for you.
Number 5. Because you know more about vaccines from that one article you read online than a pediatrician knows after 8 years of higher education and thousands of hours of study.
Well, duh.
And the way that I can kind of show that to you, I actually have a clip from, and these are not actors, these are professional doctors explaining why you should give your kids vaccines.
Okay.
Now, these are doctors that have studied for years. They've done internships. They've seen children die from diseases that were not vaccinated.
I really had no idea that the show would go from goat farming to vaccinations.
Well, it just did.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, if you have a goat, you should probably get vaccinated for something.
Vaccinate your goat, people!
So let me play this clip. Again, these are not actors. These are actual doctors. And after you hear this, I think you'll probably change your mind about getting your kids vaccinated.
Oh.
Let's see what we got here.
I am a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
And I believe in vaccinations.
And I believe in vaccinations.
If you don't vaccinate your kids, it can endanger their lives.
The potential downsides of vaccinations are almost non-existent.
The cumulative scientific and medical communities are in absolute full agreement
That there is basically no reason not to vaccinate your kids.
No reason.
Which is why I cannot believe we have to make this PSA.
I thought we settled this in the 50s.
Hey, remember that time you got polio? No, you don't, because your parents got you vaccinated.
4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school,
And 3 years of pediatric residency.
I had to go to school for 8 years.
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about.
You people still won't listen.
Now I have to use my only day off to talk to you idiots about vaccines?
I want to finish watching Breaking Bad.
I'm only halfway through the second season.
But instead, I've got to come here.
Because you listened to some moron who read a forwarded email.
Perfect. All these people had to set up cameras, lights, sound equipment, so that I could tell you to do something we've been doing for a century. Look at all these people.
This is stupid.
Get your kids vaccinated.
Get your kids vaccinated.
Get your kids vaccinated.
Get your kids vaccinated or lose my number.
Get your kids vaccinated, or these doctors may never find out that Walt dies at the end of Breaking Bad.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Ouch.
Oh. So those were actual doctors that put that together.
I see.
That's what makes it even funnier.
Was that Jimmy Kimmel?
It was a Jimmy Kimmel clip.
Okay.
So thank you, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
All of the proceeds go there. Don't sue us.
Yeah, half a bottle of Angel's Envy here for you, Jimmy, if you want to show up.
Yes, absolutely. I think we could get him on the show.
Probably.
It's just
what else would he be doing on a Thursday night?
Just a phone call away.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
He's not that busy.
Phone call away?
A phone call away. Oh.
Who else is a phone call away?
There's a lot of people a phone call away.
Sounds like we're going to be playing Contactless Roulette.
Oh, I love it. So
you got to get a theme song for that.
Again,
I need to get a guitar riff.
In my contact list here, I probably have 100,000 contacts. So we can't technically call just anyone.
JDawg knows everybody,
but
in the greater metropolitan Genoa area.
But I'm sure there's somebody we could find in here, and I'll just kind of flip through and just point to one until I find one. And I think we could probably try and call Rufus McCracken.
Oh,
I think that would be good.
That's a local call.
He's over there in
Lobsterville,
Eastport. He's 1 hour ahead, so we're talking about 10 o'clock. He should still be up.
He's probably asleep.
He's not that old. Well, then we'll wake him up. Let's see what we get here.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Rufus McCracken don't like you no more.
We try a different Rufus McCracken number. I got a couple in the phone here. It's
Oh, you can't get this entertainment just anywhere, folks.
There, I think
you have to call wrong numbers to get it.
Maybe that one's it. If it's not, we'll find out.
What if Mrs. McCracken answers?
I don't think that's the right number, looking at it.
It's going to be Mrs. McCracken.
All right, I'm going to try one more number. Because I mean, who remembers numbers anymore? We just punch names. So I'm looking at the number, but I'm like, I know I dialed this number before.
You could look at the area code. Just saying.
Yeah, but I think he still has the same phone as when he was here.
Oh, right.
That's the one. There's the... Okay, this is it. Come on, Rufus.
Maybe you should not vaccinate your phone so that the old numbers die off.
Come on, Rufus.
He's been in bed for 3 hours now. You know he has.
If we don't get him, we're going to the next name. I don't even get a voicemail? Maybe they don't have that in Eastport.
Probably not.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 8-1.
All right, well, we'll leave something here. There's no reason not to.
9-3 is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
You're gonna have
when
to
you
do the
finish
talking.
recording, you may hang up or press 1
I have
for more
Angel's
options.
envy.
Hi, this is the JDawg and Leevis show looking for Rufus McCracken. We're live on the podcast now, and you have been contacted in a game called
Contact List Roulette.
It's called Contact List Roulette, and you were chosen. You didn't answer the phone. Your loss.
Clearly.
So, Rufus, we'll see you on September 8th.
Yes. Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. We're going to get to that now. So, in order to figure out what we're talking about, you're going to have to listen to the show. Bye, Rufus. So, yeah, on September 8th, Rufus is coming back into town because the Tavern Hill Liars.
Yes. So excited.
Which include Parvin Schmutzenberg.
Yes.
Rufus. Leevis and myself. Playing 3 shows in 3 days.
It's going to be a whirlwind.
September 16th, 17th, 18th.
Okay.
17th, private show.
Right.
Playing for a private show, can't get to that one.
It's a wedding and you're not invited.
Yes. Yes. The 16th.
16th?
Prairie State Winery in Genoa.
Friday.
7
o'clock.
Starts at 7, goes to 9:30.
Yep.
Tavern Hill Liars. Back on stage.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
Skip a day. Wedding. We know that. On the 18th. Sunday. John O'Mac Orchard.
Oh, yeah.
Malta, Illinois. From 12 to 4. Playing up on stage.
4 hours.
If you come in here for set 1 and 2 and you stick around, you'll hear set 1 and 2 again. Because that's what we do. It's a 4-hour set.
If memory serves me correctly, which it probably doesn't, but In Studio Marty should also be part of that. So the John
Absolutely.
O'Mac.
We're going to need his help with a 4-hour set.
Yeah, he will also be there. So.
Well, I'm thinking since we're sticking with that theme and we're talking about the Tavern Hill Liars, why don't we just give Parvin Schmutzenberg a call?
I was wondering if you were going to go that route.
He's next on the list here for Contact List Roulette.
Contact List Roulette.
See what we get here. People just don't answer the phone anymore. They don't want to talk. They just text. Come on, Schmutz.
Phone just shows how old we are.
Schmutz is in our time zone, too. It's not that late.
Yeah, but he gets...
Hi, Aaron. I'm unable to get
Oh,
yep.
Oh, he's getting a voicemail, too.
Okay.
I'm getting real good at this voicemail stuff.
At the tone, please record your message.
Oh, I will, honey.
When you have finished recording, you may hang up or
How
press
did they
1
get the
for more
same girl
options.
to do their...
That's a good point. Parvin Schmutzenberg.
Hola.
JDawg and Leevis calling you on the JDawg and Leevis show here. You were chosen as a contestant of...
Contact List Roulette!
Contact List Roulette on the JDawg and Leevis show. You are the second person we've called that it's gone to voicemail. So apparently we're finding out that this bit is going to die soon because nobody answers the phone anymore.
We're on a losing streak.
We are on a losing streak.
We've been betting on red, and we should have been betting on black.
So
all along.
I think I'm just going to go to speed dial number 3 next and call your wife. So talk to you soon. Thanks, Marvin. We'll see you on the 8th. All right, well, maybe I should call his wife. She'd probably answer the phone. All right, give me another one. We're going to keep doing this till we get someone here.
This is quality entertainment, folks.
Let me tell you, all these voicemails.
Goodness.
Contact list roulette.
Are
I'm
you
just flipping
sure?
through.
Why don't we...
just looking for a name.
We can call it a night on conflict list roulette.
But we didn't get... Oh, wait. I have... No.
You can call me.
No, Britney Spears isn't going to answer this time.
Why don't you call me?
Let's see. No, Leevis isn't going to call this time of night.
I usually don't answer my phone, but, you know, because I'm out goat farming this time of night.
Yes, you are. Goating on a boat. All right, I'm going to try one more here. This is a gentleman that I don't believe you've ever met.
Okay.
But he's a very large part of my life, and his name is Bill Lelusis.
How could a very parge large of your life be somebody I haven't met yet?
Well, you're about to meet him. He's got to answer.
Come on.
He answers Facebook Messenger like in 2 seconds every time.
Bill, right?
Yes.
Come on, Bill. Do it, Bill. Do me a solid.
Although he is a father now.
Strike 2. We got strike 2.
Well, this is strike 3.
Well, we're on strike 2. We're about to...
And here it goes.
Hey, you reached Bill.
Strike 3.
All right, we're going to be done after this one.
Yeah.
This segment's just not working out the way I want it to. Bill Lelusis, or better known as Bill Lushlusis. Lelusis? Lushlusis?
Luscious.
This is the JDawg and Leevis show calling you live on our segment called...
Contact List Roulette. Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Contact List Roulette, where we just pick random people and call them for absolutely no reason. You are the third person we've called tonight. Nothing. We got nothing. So we're leaving a voicemail.
But you're the first in our heart, Bill.
First in our heart.
Yeah.
So make sure to tune in to podcast number 25 and hear your voicemail on the radio. Because you weren't there. But I understand. And still love you.
Contact List Roulette.
All right, well, that's that. Did not work out. Maybe we should start doing the show at noon.
Yeah, I'm sure people will answer at noon. Because nobody's doing anything.
Well, at least they'd answer at work and we'd get them fired. That's good radio. Hearing the boss in the background. So.
Oh, boy.
All right, well, we're done with that. Nobody wants to talk to us. And the other thing is, nobody's calling back either. So it's not like they're screening the calls.
You gotta give them a second.
Oh.
Parvin's good for a callback.
Parvin is good for a callback.
He's probably doing whatever they do in Germany, France.
Well, that wraps that up.
Schnitzeling their baguettes.
We're like,
I don't know.
We're sitting at an hour over the show anyway, so.
Oh.
So
well,
I'm thinking we should just wrap up Contact List Roulette. We're going to keep trying it, though.
Okay.
Because we did get a call back from Florida Amy right at the end of the show the one time, and it was fantastic radio. So you never know when that's going to happen. But why don't you turn around and grab the...
oh, right. I'm on.
The 6-string willy-nilly dilly-gilly. Throw that thing in your lap, and I'm always jealous when he throws it in his lap.
Can I make a convent?
A what?
A convent?
An Angel's Envy convent?
Something that I had never put together. Merle Haggard died this week.
Oh.
And so that there was some discussion about that.
And Gene Wilder.
Yes, and Gene Wilder.
Who's number 3?
It's been a number, I don't know. It has not been a good week for legends. But I read an article from another country musician basically scolding Nashville, for jumping on the Merle Haggard bandwagon, because he's like, y'all hated him, and you banned him years ago. And I guess I didn't really realize that. And as I read more, you don't hear Merle Haggard, you don't hear Willie Nelson, and you don't hear Johnny Cash on country radio. And it was really kind of eye-opening. It was like, well, why not? I mean, the only The only Johnny Cash you hear is his cover of "Hurt" on the alternative stations. And I'm like, that is really weird. And I don't listen to a lot of country anyway, but I kind of have to take their word for it because I don't think I've ever been surfing through the radio.
You're not going to hear him on US 99.
Yeah, that I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know that there were people that were banned.
Right.
So, is rock that way? I mean, you still hear Beatles and Zeppelin and stuff. There wasn't anybody that... I hear Sex Pistols. I hear, Iggy Pop was on the radio the other night.
I think the Croatian Hillbillies were banned from radio.
Well, yeah, with good reason.
Who else was banned? The Pooper Scoopers were banned.
Pooper Scoopers.
Yeah, they were banned. That was back in the
I can hardly
early
say
90s.
Pooper Scoopers.
Yeah, those are all banned.
I don't think they were banned so much as they were no longer played.
Or ever played.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it was. They weren't banned. They were just never on the air. So I do have something in common with Merle Haggard. My bands were not played on the radio.
You and Merle Haggard go
in the last
way back.
10 years.
Yeah, that's
we have something
true.
in common.
Hey, I am really interested in hearing how well you do the ending to the show after Some Angels Envy, because I think you'll do it better than I would.
Well, why don't you start playing? I'll just finish this drink before I start talking. Oh, I want to feel the burn. Hold on.
You don't feel the burn with the Coke.
You don't. I do.
I think I'm sleeping in the basement with you anyway.
Hold on, because while you're playing that, and I'm drinking this, out of the corner of my eyes, my wife's staring at me. And she's wondering what's going on. And I'm trying to force myself to get drunk so I can do the ending of the show. Hi.
This is when I get blamed for being a negative influence.
All you do is bring liquor here.
It's kind of true.
See, there's the burn. It's in the shoulders now. Lord. We got maybe one or two more sips here. Just keep playing. Keep going. That's a beautiful rendition. Isn't that a song called Angels Envy?
Yeah, I think so. It is now.
Oh, my Lord. And why don't I just start taking it straight out of the bottle? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in tonight here on Spreaker.com.
Can't wait to hear you say blueberry.
Stop. You just stop. Don't stop playing. Just stop being mean. Stop being mean.
I got it.
Stop being mean. You can catch us on different areas of the internet. or as we say, the internets. You can find us on iTunes. iTunes, very popular site these days with the kids.
Is it really?
We're trying to promote this show for children. We want as many kids to get a hold of the show as possible.
Because of that spelling segment earlier?
Yes, because of the spelling segment. So you can find us on iTunes. You can also find us on YouTube. You know what else you can do on YouTube?
What else?
After you listen to the show, you can subscribe. You know what subscribe does?
Oh, no, I don't.
Every
honestly.
time we do something, and I say this several times, every time we belch, every time we fart, every time we sneeze, you get a notice on your phone to come in and listen to it.
Oh.
That's what happens when you subscribe. So go to YouTube, listen to the show, and subscribe, and you'll get all the information you need about the show. You can also get us on a very popular podcasting site, Blueberry.com.
How do you spell
now,
blueberry?
It kind of sounds like blueberry, but it's blueberry.
Oh,
because it's B-L-U-B-R.
Blue blurry?
Oh, like that wasn't planned. It's B-L-U-B-U-R-R-Y. Blueberry.com. You're a jerk. That was not planned. Blueberry.com.
I knew he'd crack under the pressure.
You can also find us on podcast.com. You can find us on yarn.com.
Yarn?
I don't even know what that means, but it's a podcasting site. And somehow or another, we're on yarn.com.
Clearly, they're indiscriminate.
They are. They haven't listened to the show.
That's what I'm saying.
I did submit, and I've said this before, a show to iHeartRadio. Haven't heard back yet.
Oh.
Might have to send another one, because they say that they're going to listen to a whole show before they'll post it on their site. So, don't go to iHeartRadio just yet. But we'll be there hopefully.
Come on, Florida, Kevin. Give us some kudos out there.
Oh, and if you want
iHeartRadio.
If you want to send us a tweet,
Right.
Hey, let's throw that back out there.
Because we're big with the tweeters.
It's JDawg and Leevis at twitter.com. Go ahead and go on there and send your 240 characters or whatever it is.
It's not going to happen.
Tell us how terrible we are. You can also reach us on our email at jdawgandleevis@gmail.com. jdawgandleevis@gmail.com. You can also reach us on Facebook. Okay. That's an easy one.
Yes.
Facebook.com/JDawg and Leevis, or you type in JDawg and Leevis.
Yeah, if you can spell JDawg.
JDawg. Leevis is Leevis. JDawg and Leevis. You go to Facebook, that's where we post pictures, we post all the information about the show, upcoming events, and also you can comment on Facebook or our email and tell us what to do. Tell Leevis what to do. Tell him what to play. Tell him what songs you want to hear. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Tell him where to go. You can go right to Angels Envy. So thank you very much for podcast number 25. We are a quarter of a century old tonight.
You could look at it that way.
That's the way I'm going to look at it. I'm sticking to it. Someday before the end of my life, I will have a goat in a boat, and I will reach podcast 100 with Leevis. We are a quarter of the way there.
Wow.
That's all you can say?
That's all I got.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. We will be back eventually. I will keep you posted on Facebook of when the next show will be. We may not have one next Thursday.
That's true.
Tavern Hill Liars have to get to work.
Yes.
For our one practice, for our 3 shows for 1 year.
We're a year out of date.
So
we're kind of expired at this point.
We will squeeze one in there somewhere. Maybe we could even do a 20-minute podcast with Rufus and Parvin.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun. Live from Punky's in Lombard, Illinois.
Yes.
That would be fantastic. Talking over a muffaletta.
Brings back fantastic memories.
Yes. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Podcast number 25 here on September 1st, 2016. JDawg and Leevis. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Or morning. I always say have a great evening because we record this at night, but they listen to it in the morning. Have a great commute to work, everyone.
Yeah, okay. That's enough.
Angels Envy. Good night.